The first martial art that I ever did as a kid was karate. It was my first love. It was great. I had a great time doing it. I did it from about the age of 5 or 6 until about 13, 14. So whenever I see a guy in the UFC or MMA who has a karate background, I automatically root for them. I always want them to win. I always want them to do well. And so today, I'm going to be going through some of the best karate guys in UFC history. In the comments, please let me know who you think the best karate practitioners in UFC history are. I'd love to hear from you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ultimate Punching, the Ultimate MMA channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you wouldn't mind, before we get into the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps me grow the channel. Do it. Do it. One of the best karate guys in the UFC with a karate background is Robert Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles' former middleweight champion. A guy that a lot of people have said would be the reigning defending champion at middleweight if Izzy didn't exist. Now, his recent loss to Dricus du Plessis does put that into question. But at the end of the day, he does have a black belt in Goju Ryu Karate. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know too much about the different styles. The style that I did back when I was a kid was Shotokan. But anyway, Goju Ryu Karate, he's got a black belt in it, and a lot of the times you'll see him use sort of a boxing style to set up quite a few kicks, a lot of which have sort of a snap to it and whatever, which is classic of karate style kicks. He's been incredible as a fighter. He's been incredible in terms of his run in middleweight. Will he ever get back on top? That remains to be seen. But Robert Whittaker is probably one of the best karate practitioners in UFC history. Coming in at number 4, the notorious Conor McGregor. Now, Conor McGregor, as of late, has been more... First of all, he hasn't performed much at all. And a lot of people thought that he fell off when he stopped being Karate Conor. What does that mean? Well, the classic example is when he's fighting Jose Aldo. He knocked him out within the first 15 seconds of the fight. But what you see in that fight is his movement, the straight up karate style stance and the bouncing in and out of range in order to land that right hook, or that left hook, the left hand, excuse me. And a lot of people were saying that Karate Conor was the best version of Conor. That was Conor in his prime. That was the most ruthless Conor. And we saw in his last fight against Dustin Poirier, before he broke his leg, when he was back to Karate Conor, he was actually doing pretty well up until that kick. So I'm going to say that number 4 is Karate Conor McGregor. But one thing worth noting is that a lot of people say that Conor McGregor never actually took a karate class in his life. I don't know whether or not that's true, but it is worth noting. Coming in at number 3, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Now, Wonderboy unfortunately has never won a championship, but he is oftentimes considered the best striker in the welterweight division, who can hold his own against absolutely anybody on the feet. He's been in championship matches a couple of times where he just got hit with something and it KO'd him. But a lot of the time, he was hard to take down, really elusive. There's nobody out there who can strike like him, and he has tons of highlight reels with karate-style kicks, karate stance, in and out movement, side-to-side lateral movement, keeps his hands low. He and his dad and his whole family are karate practitioners. Many of them with black belts in karate. Coming in at number 2, Leotta Mach. If there is a guy who has essentially pulled off, do you guys know the movie The Karate Kid? In the movie The Karate Kid, the classic 80s movie, the main character, Daniel LaRusso, in the final moments of the movie, does the crane kick and kicks Johnny Lawrence in the face. This is as close as you'll see to that type of kick from Leotta Mach. The guy is a third dan in Shotokan karate, uses it all the time in his fights and was a light heavyweight champion of the world. And he attributed a lot of it to his karate style of fighting. And even still, he participates heavily in karate combat and so on. And number 1, my all-time favorite fighter, a man who I believe could be champion in any era of mixed martial arts. The one, the only Georges St. Pierre, GSP. Georges St. Pierre started karate when he was a young man, when he was very young. And he started it because he was getting bullied at school. And he went on to become the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. I believe he is a 3rd Dan black belt in Kyokushin karate. And you can see in a lot of his strikes and in a lot of his kicks that karate style coming through. A lot of the side kicks he throws, a lot of the wheel kicks that he's thrown, some of the Superman punches, the footwork, a lot of it has been influenced by that karate style. I want to give a shout out and an honorable mention to Bas Rutten, who is a 5th degree black belt in Kyokushin karate, as well as he has a 3rd degree black belt, I believe, in Shotokan karate. I could be wrong about that. But he was also a UFC champion 1999, and a lot of his fighting style comes from his karate background, so he claims. So those are just a few of my favorite fighters who have a karate background in the UFC, who have seen a ton of success. Is there anybody you missed? I know that Chuck Liddell had a karate background as well, but is there anybody else I missed? Who are your favorites? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this style, what martial art would you like me to talk about next? Thanks for watching. Have a great day.